Video number one before we implemented any changes. So just to kind of show you what I would correct. So remember, the red line is the plane. And as you go back, the very first move is your hands lift away, and then you roll the club a little bit too flat. So ideally, we want the club not pointing outside of the ball on the way back. We just to show you here, let's get Robert Rock back up. So first move, right? Hands going in opposed to hands going out. And then when we pause him halfway back, he has the club pointed more vertically, where again, you're a little bit too flat. And because you're too flat, you're then going to come down too steep, right? As before we did the noodle drill or anything. Coming down over the top, the club face is open, really hard to make contact there. So again, just to show you what a good swing looks like, here's Robert. Watch him come down. So this is actually a little bit from the inside. So the club head is underneath or behind the hands there. So quite a difference between that and where you are. All right, so one of the drills we did, we stuck a stick. This is video number 2, by the way. Put a stick about 2 feet behind you. And really the objective here, again, is to move the hands in while keeping that club head out and away. So this is a lot better. You still have a little bit of a lift up with the hands. But check out right here, the club head is hitting the hands. That's what we're looking for. Look how much better the plane is. So you're deeper. So depth is off to the left. And here's the top position, right? So a lot better. Just to show you, let's go back to Robert. So here's a good example of depth. I think I talked a little bit about the dimensions in the golf swing, but really depth is how far to the left your hands are. Ideally, we want your hands just like this, kind of over the heels, because that way, if you were to swing down, you can take a beeline straight down towards the golf ball. So hands in, club head a little more out as we're turning, and then you don't even have to think about the downswing, right? So this is just, again, a drill that you could do on your own in front of a mirror just by putting the stick in the ground. Look how much better that position is. All right, in the next clip here, we did the noodle drill, right? And this drill serves 2 purposes. One, you wanted to avoid your hands from moving out and clipping the noodle. And this will prevent you from getting too steep coming down. It could have made the noodle a little bit more difficult, meaning I could have set it up. Let me change the color for a moment. I could have set it up more like that. But let's take you back. So still, again, just very slight. You still have the slight outward move with the hands and rolling the club inward, but still a lot better, right? And then when you come down, you're a little bit steep here, which is why you just clip the noodle. Look very closely. See how your grip clipped the noodle? But I think we can both agree this was a excellent shot, certainly better than before. It went nice and straight, which is awesome. So, again, to recap this, ideally, we can just measure the angle here. I mean, you're at 55, and then you're, at 75. So you're going from flat to steep. Or again, here's Robert. Hands go in, and he's at 66. And then he's, at 42. So see how he's going from vertical to shallow. That's the bottom line here. He's going from vertical to shallow. You're going from shallow to vertical. Still big improvement relative to how we started. All right, last video here. This is what we call the face-on view. Again, we'll just stick with Robert Rock for consistency. So first of all, notice the grip. So he's wearing a golf glove on his left hand. It's pretty normal for golfers. If you were to do that, you would not really be able to see the logo there. So back to making sure that you're gripping the club properly. And what I'll do is I'll send you a link on the turning drill, because as we go back here, the takeaway, we don't really see your hips rotating around, or we don't see a whole lot of shoulder turn going on very early. It's a little bit late. You know, like here's an example. Watch Robert. So as he goes back, he's really turning back, and his head's not elevating either. So he's turning his hips, turning his shoulders. By the way, you're doing a really good job of setting your wrists. And again, we wouldn't think about all this. I'm just documenting this so can kind of see what a good golf swing would look like. Again, you have an awesome wrist set. Just really working on the turn. But because you've gained so much height with the head, then you try and recover from it, and your low point is too high, which is why you top the ball right there. So again, watch him shift his lower body in transition. Again, we can work on this part, in a different lesson. This is overkill, but just wanted to show you. So bottom line, grip, noodle drill, turning.